Hi guys, if you're new here then welcome to the channel. I'm Liz, and if you are a regular then welcome back. Today's video is gonna be another TBR video, and I love making these to look ahead what I'll be reading in this upcoming month. I'm hoping that March will start off a bit better than February did, where the entire household was just ill for 2 weeks straight. We took turns, but that was rough. But I found some really good books that I'm really looking forward to diving into. So let's take a look. So first of all, before we dive into it, I thought I would give a little bit of an update to some choices that I've made regarding this channel. And that sounds so so big and formal, and it's just I've been having so much fun making these videos the last just about 3 months now, and it's been overwhelming, and we're so close to reaching 250 subscribers, if we haven't already actually, because I batch film, so this has been filmed a few weeks before the video's gone live, and I'm just in awe, and I'm so grateful that the channel is actually going well. I had really thought that I would maybe have had 10 subscribers at this point and still just be talking to myself, but you guys are so lovely and have really welcomed me with open arms and are great at leaving comments, and I just really appreciate it. I read every single one and I reply to every single one as well. I do my best. It may not be that quick, especially during the weekends where it's family time, but I do my best, and I feel like I've found a really good place where I love to be, and I want to thank you for that. And to wind back to what I was actually trying to say, I've been uploading 1 video per week so far, but I'm actually gonna try and increase it to 2 videos per week now, because at the moment my schedule does allow it. So I'm gonna see how that goes, because there's so many videos that I actually want to make, and it's gonna be a bit boring if it's, you know, I want to do these monthly TBRs. I also want to be doing the monthly wrap-up videos and maybe a monthly book haul if possible, but that only leaves 1 different video to come up with if I only upload once a week. So I'm gonna be trying to do it twice a week now and see how that goes. It's been so much fun experimenting these first 3 months on YouTube. I sort of dedicated these first 3 months to just being a playground and a learning place to see where my strengths and weaknesses are when it comes to filming and editing and doing titles and doing graphics when it comes to thumbnails and doing keyword research and whatever. But I feel like I've got some good groundwork by now, and I'm gonna be trying to take the next step for as long as it makes sense. It may be that in 2 weeks time I'm like, nope, this is too much, but I'm gonna give it a go and we'll see how it goes. So are there more things I want to say about that? I don't think so. So let's get to the really interesting part, you know? I have a few books on my TBR for this month. And the first one up is House of Flame and Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. It's the 3rd book of the Crescent City series, and it's a new release. It came out in end of January, so a couple of months ago. And I have not dared to read this book yet. I got it like a month ago now, I think, actually. But the Crescent City series are just massive. They're so thick and daunting. I'm not going to say too much about it. I'm sure you all know Sarah J. Maas. I will be doing a reading vlog where I take you guys along on the journey, and it will be out in a couple of weeks, I think. And I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Sarah J. Maas is so clever at either planning out her books. You never know what she's going to be coming up with. So that's the first one I'm really excited for. The second is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and it's another fantasy book, and I've seen it absolutely everywhere. It's not that new of a release, maybe last year, I'm not sure. But it's my first vampire book since Twilight. So I was never that into the Twilight. Oh, that's not true. I was into the books. They were very good already when I was a teenager. But it is said that this is like the Hunger Games, but with vampires in it, and that there's lots of dark magic and bloodthirsty intrigues, and of course it's an epic fantasy book, first in the trilogy, and it evolves around a human that I forgot the name of right now. Oriya, that's her name, who wants to be seen as more than just a prey, because obviously she's going to be feeling like prey surrounded by vampires, and I have no clue why she is a human amongst vampires, but I'm sure you will let me know. And she enters the tournament that the goddess of death has arranged herself, and of course there's a bit of a love interest to her biggest competition, Rain. All the tropes are there, and I'm here for it. It's gonna be a good one. Looking forward to it. Third book is Babel by R.F. Kuang, and I have already shown this in a couple of videos back from my library book haul, and this is up. I have to read it. It's all about languages, and because this book is centered around languages, I sort of spoke about me speaking quite a few languages and being interested in languages and their origins and stuff like that. I had such a laugh reading the comments on that video because I kept on referring to the books that I had waiting for me on the library as I have reserved them, but that's not the correct term. It's like it's on hold. You've got books on hold at the library. Like it's a danglification, it's called, when sometimes you translate something directly from Danish to English, like reserved. That's the word we use in Danish. And it was just absolutely hilarious that video. I know I'm not perfect at speaking English at all, but it hadn't even occurred to me that there might be another way of saying it, like having books on hold at the library. Anyways, I can laugh about it myself. So now I know, and I've got a couple of books on hold for this video. But anyways, yeah, it's just, I mentioned this book as well in my first video of the year or something like that, 24 books to read in 2024, where I really wanted to read this one as well. So check that one out if you haven't already. And actually, The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent is also mentioned in that video, to be fair. So, and The House of Flame and Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. So, all the books so far. Anyways, then I've got 2 books on hold at the library that I haven't been able to pick up yet, because life, you know. But the first one is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and it is also mentioned in my 24 books for 2024. Apparently, I'm only reading those. I've got to be quite along with that list. Anyways, but I have read the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, and I wasn't that big a fan. I mean, it was alright, but the characters really needed more development, for me at least. I think the plot was absolutely on point, but I really did not see what everyone was talking about. Like, I don't get the hype. And I felt exactly the same when I saw the television series on Netflix, even though it mixed Shadow and Bone trilogy with the Six of Crows duology. But everyone keeps saying that the Six of Crows duology is so much better than the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So I'm gonna give it a go. We'll see if I'm gonna be changing my mind about the Gracia-verse. Don't get me wrong, I really love the universe. Like, the world that she's built is absolutely amazing and intriguing, and it makes me curious. I always love a dark fantasy world. I really love that. But yeah, we'll see. And the only reason I haven't bought this book is because I'm not sure I'm gonna like it. So that's why I'm gonna get it through the library. Fingers crossed that I'm gonna like it. The next book is a book in an upcoming series that I'll be making. I probably should have mentioned that in the intro, but I'm going to be mentioning it now. It is Fairytales by H.C. Andersen, and that sounds so strange to say. I'm going to be making a series to Danish authors that have translated books, obviously. I thought it could be really cool to maybe share a bit about what Denmark can offer when it comes to books and literature. And the most known is obviously H.C. Andersen. And I really wanted to start off with this book because I'm really hoping anyways, otherwise I'm going to be picking up my own copy of it, that it's the old fairy tales. It's not the Disney versions of them. I want the fairy tales where, like the Little Mermaid, the original H.C. Andersen, The Little Mermaid fairy tale, where when she transforms and walks on her legs and her feet, like it feels like walking on shards of glass in every step. And you know, I want the grim versions of it, and I really want to share them with you because I think they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong, Disney versions are beautiful in their own way, but hey, let's share some true Scandinavian grim stories and what H.C. Andersen was actually about and how interesting he actually is. So if you want to read along with me, then try and find it in your library. It could be so much fun. Gonna be coming out in a couple of weeks. I haven't decided if I am focusing on one fairy tale, 3, or the entire book yet. I think I'll figure that out along the way. For this month, I'm gonna be reading that book, and I'm really excited. It's gonna be strange to be reading a Danish book but translated. I'm curious to see how that experience is gonna feel like, if it just feels odd. And that's another book that is on hold at the library. And the final book in this TBR video is a book that I've already jumped the gun with it. And it's an audiobook, The Bone Witcher by Rin Chupeko. And it's actually also through the library, but it's an audiobook that I tried out this time because it's March and I need to get more out in my garden. I'm going to be trying to be adulting a bit. I'm not that good with audiobooks. I usually get really mad at the narrators and they either talk too slowly and it doesn't help, you know, cranking up the speed of the narrator because it just sounds like a Disney character on speed, and I don't like that. So I'm quite difficult when it comes to audiobooks, and I've tried so many times, but I'm going to be trying one more. Another issue is that I'm too visual. I really see the entire thing. I've tried listening to audiobooks in the car as well, and that's too dangerous for me. Way too dangerous, or I just don't end up where I'm supposed to. So I've stopped that. But I thought maybe doing a bit of gardening is safe enough for me to enjoy the book as well and not get myself hurt. And I really do need to. My garden needs my care now. I'm a couple of chapters in already and it's interesting. I don't like the narrator, but it's interesting. Anyways, this was all of the books that I'm planning on reading for this upcoming month and I'm really excited. Leave a comment below. Do you like audiobooks? Have you found some sort of hallelujah when it comes to audiobooks? Because I find them so difficult and I really want to get some tips maybe. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And until next time, happy reading! In today's video, oh, my phone's ringing. Who's calling? I keep saying intriguing. I need to find a few more words that can replace intriguing. I should have put on more deodorant. I'm a smelly cat today. Dang it. Whew.